Hey, what's up? Kirk Warner here. We're talking the basics of foam rolling today. I'm going to show you my 3 favorite ways to use it if you are just getting started with this. All right, so foam rolling is something all of us have heard about. Maybe some of us need to do it a little more. Some of us have never really tried it. Some of us know that we need to do it and we just refuse. But anyways, foam rolling is a very important tool for us in terms of recovery and injury prevention. What the foam roller acts as is just a way for us to massage ourselves. So the main use of a foam roller is on the muscles, breaking down kind of the adhesions between the muscles. If they're really sore, they tend to get really stiff. And then foam rolling can do a bunch of things, one of which bring blood flow to that area, 2, kind of break up the myofascial adhesions between the muscles, which makes it tight. And then 3, it's just one of those things that's really helpful when you're sore. So all the things that we just talked about in terms of blood flow and breakup, there's something that can really accelerate your recovery process. So foam rolling is huge. I'm going to show you my 3 favorite places to be using it. 1 is going to be the calves, 2 is going to be the glutes, 3 is going to be the upper back. Now these are kind of the basic introduction to foam rolling, the techniques that you want to be looking at. So let's dig into the first one, calves. All right, so it kind of goes without saying, but runners use their calves a lot. So this is kind of a really big area to focus on if you are very new to self-massage. And the foam roller is a really good place to start. So just from the most basic approach to foam rolling on the calves, you can put both of them on there at the same time. Now, what I've done here is I've got both my hands on the ground and my butt. Now, if I wanted to make it a little more special and apply a little more pressure, I'm going to pick my hips up. Now I'm going to have just my calves and my hands on the ground while I do this. So just do whatever's most comfortable for you just to start out. And if you are looking to intensify it even more, you can go ahead and just go on 1 by crossing your leg over. So let's just start with just the 2. So when I'm here, I'm going to start kind of at the kind of mid part of my Achilles. I don't need to go all the way down to the base of my Achilles. We can do that in another type of video. But what we look to do is we're not in any sort of rush when we do this. So take your time. If I'm going to move myself forward, I'm going to slowly shift and I'm going to pay attention to areas that are a little more tender than others. And the reason for that is that your calf kind of manifests tightness in different areas. It's not all just screwed and tight. There's areas that you can be spending more focus on and getting more benefit out of. And when you find those areas, it's productive to kind of hang out there for a little bit. And there's some things we can do. 1 is that we can just hang out there and try and put more pressure on it and just let the muscle relax. 2 is that we can be a little bit more proactive with it and we can pin that area down, apply pressure, and maybe do some ankle circles to make the muscle body kind of flex and relax across the foam roller, and that'll tend to loosen it up even more. And then again, if you find something really special and you want to apply a lot of pressure, put as much as you want by kind of crossing the leg over, and then you can do the same thing by circling the ankle like so. There's no specific area that you want to be focusing on. Just seek and destroy tight little areas as you work yourself all the way down to the kind of the top part of the calf, not quite behind the knee. Spend some time searching around. This is something that you can do for like 3 to 5 minutes. This is a perfect one to do in front of the TV. Next body part is going to be the glutes, also known as the BUIT. The glutes are very important as runners because it's where our power comes from, and 2, it's very important in terms of stabilizing our pelvis, which is something that becomes bigger conversation when we talk about running form. So having a happy butt is very important as a runner. Foam roller is a good tool for this. You could also be using a ball, like a lacrosse ball or a softball is really good for this as well. But for the foam roller, what we look to do is similar idea with the calf, is that we're not going to target any specific area. We're just going to pay attention to areas that are more tender than others and hang out there. So just to start out, you're going to put 1 butt cheek on the foam roller. So I'm not trying to get both of them on there. So I'm going to lean over a little bit and kind of adjust my body so that I get on just 1 cheek. And then what I'm going to do to expose the muscles a little more is I'm going to cross the leg of the side of my butt that I'm on. So if I'm on my right butt cheek, I'm going to cross my right foot. Now, same thing. I'm gonna look around, and don't feel like you need to be right in the center of the foam roller. You can use the corner of it too to get a little extra kind of pinpoint pressure. And once I find little spots, same thing with the calves, I can do a couple things. I can hang out there and just sit there and see if I can get the muscle to relax a little bit. And you can just pay attention to that by seeing like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. And then by 30 seconds in, you're like, okay, I can kind of do this. That means you're starting to relax, which is great. Or I can move back and forth, just trying to gently knead the area that I am having that kind of extra sensitivity in. And same deal, just seek and destroy. This is, again, a great one for in front of the TV, 2 to 3 minutes. Can't really go too crazy with this. So just kind of do whatever you feel like as you proceed through. Once you spend 2 to 3 minutes on one side, switch to your other butt, cross over, and continue. All right, and our final body part is gonna be the upper back. The upper back is a little less intuitive as a runner, but it is super important. Mostly just because if I have a really stiff upper back or just spine in general, I'm always gonna feel kind of effects in my form. If I'm really stiff, my arm swing might get thrown off. I might be arching my back to compensate. I might be twisting too much. A lot of these things can be fixed by kind of lubing up the spine. We're gonna work on just your upper back today. So something that you could be thinking about is like the bottom of the rib cage to the base of the neck. Okay, don't work on the low back today or the neck. We're gonna stick in the middle of the back, called the thoracic spine. So this is how we do it. So we're gonna lie back again. Foam roller is gonna start at kind of where your rib cage ends, so the lower part of your rib cage. And we can do a couple things here. I'm gonna pull my heels in so that my feet are nice and flat on the ground, okay? If I want some more pressure, I'm gonna pick my butt up off the ground by pushing my heels down. And now what I like to do here is that one, you could have really stiff tissues and just search around by kind of slowly kneading an area, okay? Two is that I can put my hips back on the ground, and what I'm gonna do is it kind of feels like a little mini crunch. I'm gonna crunch up and I'm gonna relax back over the top of the foam roller, kind of treating it as like a fulcrum point. And this will feel really good as you start to get further and further back. And don't go too crazy. This can be one that you can overdo, so be sure to just stay in your comfort zone with this. And something you want to focus on while we do this, since we're on the rib cage, is breathing. When I start to find kind of the end point where my comfort is, I want to hang out there for a sec. Take a nice big breath. And that'll, one, probably loosen you up a little more because you might be squeezing and holding your breath. And two, it's going to actually allow your rib cage to kind of flex and extend a little better. So same deal, you're gonna again search from the bottom of the rib cage up. You can give yourself a hug as well. If you give yourself a hug, you can start to expose some more of the tissues in the upper back. And if you are someone that does this all day at your computer, adding a little more extension into your routine is something that's gonna be really important as well. So step 3, foam roll the upper back. All right, so you may be wondering, when should I be foam rolling? My best answer to that is that you want to be foam rolling after you're done exercising or just on your off days. Foam rolling and massage will generally relax your muscles, and having relaxed muscles, regardless of if you're going to go weight training or running, whatever, is not actually a good idea, in my opinion. So be sure to start to budget some time after you're done exercising or just on your off days for the foam roller. Like I said a lot in the video today, you have a lot of opportunities if you are a TV watcher to just plop down and get some work done, and you won't even really be thinking about it, which is extra bonus. The other kind of big takeaway is that if you are going to be foam rolling, be sure to do it more consistently than in just one sort of huge session. You can overdo foam rolling, so if you catch yourself at the end of the week thinking, man, I didn't foam roll enough this week, spending like 2 hours on your calves to make up for it is actually not a good idea at all. You can kind of overdo it with massage, as you could probably imagine. So being in there every day for that 3 to 4 minute kind of range that I gave you guys is going to be a lot more productive for you than trying to hammer yourself at any specific time, especially if you're new to rolling your muscles. Hey, thanks so much for checking out this video on the foam rolling basics. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it useful for your training. If you liked this video, be sure to let me know by hitting the like button below. And if you have a question for me, hit me up in the comments. We can get back to you quickly. And if you really do like our stuff, be sure to subscribe so you get updates on when we drop new content, which, by the way, is 3 times a week. What? Yeah. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Go check out some other videos on our channel that can help you get better, faster, stronger. I'm Kirk Warner. I'll see you in the next video.